Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing great as always. So in today's video, I wanted to go over high-speed sync and using external flashes with your Nikon Z9. Now in my previous video, I did show the settings I use with the Z9 when I'm doing external flashes. But in this video, I kind of wanted to go out and actually test out the Z9 with my external flashes. The ones I use, it's for work, are the Broncolor siros L800s. So this is what I'll be using in this shoot. Now, the reason I wanted to do this video was actually because, when the Z9 was announced, I looked online and I saw a couple videos of people going like, yeah, the strobes work with your camera and things like that. But it wasn't really any kind of a detailed explanation, or no one was really using the high-speed sync or the Broncolors that I use. So, I just wanted to go out and test the camera with my Broncolors for myself. And so I thought I'd do a little video and show you how it went. Now, just before shooting, like in my previous video, I did mention that you do need to set your shutter sync speed to your camera and to your strobes. So mine I set to 250th of a second. It seemed to work really well. And also change the view mode in the camera when you're shooting with the external strobes. Whenever I put my transmitter on top of my camera, it just switches it automatically for me. But if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I go into a lot more detail in my previous video. Also, one other thing to do is when you're shooting with the Z9, if you're shooting in a high burst mode of 20 frames per second when you're using your flash, it can get a little bit confusing about how many photos you're actually taking. I did a shoot beforehand and I was accidentally in the 20 frames per second and I was in a rush and I was shooting with my strobes, and when I went to check, I checked just the last image I had shot, which I thought would be the strobe image, but it wasn't. And so I was like, why isn't my strobe showing up in this shot? What's going on? And when I calmed down and flipped through a little bit more, I realized I was actually taking about maybe 5 or 6 images when I thought I was only taking 1. And so what I needed to do was take off the burst mode from 20 images and just put it as a single shot. So if you are using the Z9 when shooting external strobes, I really highly suggest you put your camera to single shot so that you're not confused at how many images you're taking and which one is actually with the strobe. So just do that beforehand, and then you should have really no problems with the camera. Now for this shoot, I knew I wanted to do portraits plus some action, so I had to get somebody to do some really cool action. So I got my friend Daisuke Takahashi. He's a really well-known, world-famous tricker here in Japan and around the globe. He's really well known. So we went down to Shibuya, and I was doing mainly photos, but here's just one of the moves you can do when we were down in our spot. I took a little bit of video with the Z9 just to practice, so check this out. Now, isn't that crazy? This is so awesome. So I really was looking forward to shooting some stills with this guy, with Daisuke, and we shot like 4 years ago or whatever. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, here's our session all done with strobes and everything like that. So check it out. Nice. Yeah. 目線は向こう。もうちょっとだけこっちに移動してくる？ナイス。いいね。ナイス。いいよ。縦にやってたんだけど、今はすごい後ろに沿ってる。もうちょっと縦。いいね。で、ちょっとジャケット開けたらすごいかっこよかった。ナイス。
マジでマジでかっけえ。あとちょっとかっこいい。めっちゃかっけえ。まあどっちもあるんで、横と縦のカバー最高っすね。いいね。
So yeah, we had a super fun session there, just down in Shibuya, kind of a secret spot. It was windy, it was noisy from the cars, and a lot of people walking by, but we made do. My Broncolor, although it's really big, it actually is kind of easy to put off to the side. Just use one strobe. Daisuke was amazing, super cute, crazy tricks when we got going on that. Good looking guy too, so that was good for the photos. But just like looking through some of the photos, the first set of photos here, I was at 320 of a second for shutter speed. I wanted to show a bit more of the background in there, and it worked amazing. It's high speed sync, it's over 250. And then from there, had some backlights, and really found some, like the sun just kind of came through and we had some really nice backlights. So I brought up the shutter speed to about 1/1000th of a second. Again, no problem, just using it for fill light here on the side here. But a little bit darker kind of tone to the image that I edited with, but really, like, it's quite really nice. And then when we started doing the action, I brought the shutter speed up to 1600. Again, no problems whatsoever, just using it as a fill light. We found this really cool crack of light coming onto the ground, and I use that mainly as the main light coming in from the right here, and then just use the strobe as a fill light off to the left to add some nice little balance to the image. And yeah, 1600, no problems whatsoever. Really stopping the action there, and crisp and clean and super tight. I really love this last move that he did, this little flip with a grab. Turned out amazing. This again is, now we're at 2500. So you can tell the background here is a little bit darker. I brought that down a bit. But this last shot, man, I love it. It's so good. Nice and tack sharp, really good timing. A little bit of fill light off the left, and yeah, it was great. I really, it's easy to say, the Z9 works with external strobes, works great with my Broncolor and high speed sync. No issues whatsoever. Every time I shot, it fired. Yeah, you really have nothing to worry about, I think, when you're using external strobes with the Z9. If you have been using external strobes with the Z9 and trying high speed sync, that you've had some problems, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. I have only used Broncolor. I know Photo or maybe the Nikon little strobes and stuff like that. There's a lot of different stuff out there. So let me know. Maybe there's something we can figure out together. Yeah, but like, I'm a photographer and I was there to use my strobes, but the natural light was really amazing too. In the video, I didn't show you these shots, but I just, I want to brag. I really like the photos I got. So I'm just going to show you some of these natural light ones I got here too. Whenever you're out shooting, if you got one thing that you really want to do it, but don't limit yourself to just that. My goal of this shoot was to test my strobes, but the light was amazing, so I thought I'd just take some natural light portraits as well with the Z9, because I'm just trying it out in all ways I can. And the recently purchased 85mm 1.8 that I was using in this, just amazing. Like, I'm doing another test shoot with just the 85mm tonight in Shibuya, which I'll be glad to show you in the next video. So be ready for that. It'll be really good. But just these images are so nice. And, I just threw Daisuke in this really harsh light sun and went through and did some more portraits. And I just love how these turned out. Playing a bit more with just the light, with no strobes, just keeping it simple. Strobes are amazing. I love using my flash. It really can make some very creative images, but don't always just get fixated on that. Take your time, watch the light, take some natural portraits as well. It'll give you a nice little bit rounded of a whole photo shoot when you're doing these kind of images. So yeah, hope that helps. Again, high speed sync, external strobes work great with the Z9. No problems at all that I had personally. If you've had problems with that in the past, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. And cheers again. Awesome. Have a good day. Hope everything is great for you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.